A man named Jack lived in a small village full of fantasies, a regular man with an amazing will to succeed. However, Jack's pursuit of fortune led him down an unexpected path. Jack began with a simple idea. He established a modest business selling handcrafted furniture, putting his heart and soul into each item. His business thrived because to his dedication and hard work, and it has become a beloved staple in the neighborhood. His reputation for quality and craftsmanship increased, as did his ambitions. As Jack basked in the sunshine of success, he reached a crossroads. Tempted by the potential of increased wealth, he proceeded to expand his operations. Just a bit more, he considered. A couple more contracts, and I'll be quite happy. Little did he know that thinking would lead him down a dangerous path. With each passing day, Jack's fixation with money grew. He began cutting costs by seeking cheaper materials and compromising quality for speed. The once authentic artistry was overwhelmed by an unquenchable desire for riches. Customers who had previously appreciated his work began to notice a deterioration in quality. Jack was deluded by avarice, believing that more money meant more happiness. Soon, the customers who had backed him began to express their dissatisfaction. Complaints piled up, and rumors of unhappiness circulated across the community. Jack's business, once a vibrant creative powerhouse, had to face the brutal reality of loss. The more he pursued fortune, the further it slipped from his grasp. One evening, alone in his practically empty shop, surrounded by unsold furniture, Jack came to a startling revelation. The chase of fortune had cost him everything he valued: his clients, his reputation, and eventually his happiness. He had exchanged genuine relationships for an empty dream. The weight of his decisions was heavy on his shoulders. In those peaceful moments, Jack began to recall what drew him to this skill in the first place: the delight of producing something beautiful, the smiles of satisfied clients, and the sensation of belonging. He realized he needed to make a change. Determined to rebuild, he reached out to his former consumers, willing to listen and learn. Jack embraced vulnerability and shared his faults. He started prioritizing quality over quantity, putting his heart back into each piece of furniture. He listened to his consumers' demands, solicited comments, and rebuilt trust once more. The community eventually began to forgive him. Jack did not stop there. He cooperated with local artisans, promoting their work alongside his own. He knew that true wealth is found not in earnings, but in helping others. As he rebuilt his reputation, he also rediscovered his sense of purpose and happiness. His trip teaches us a valuable lesson. Avarice may promise wealth, but it may also result in loss and loneliness. The more we pursue what we believe will bring us happiness, the more we risk losing sight of what truly matters. Generosity, ethics, and community provide us with the greatest rewards. So remember, as you navigate your own journey toward success, always weigh the cost of your ambition. Greed may seem enticing, but true fulfillment comes from valuing people over profits. If you found Jack's story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe to Greedy Tales for more captivating stories that teach valuable lessons. Thomas was a dedicated farmer who resided in a little village. His life took an unexpected turn when he discovered a secret treasure. One bright morning, while farming his field, Thomas came across a shining sight, a hidden gold mine buried deep beneath the ground. His heart raced with excitement as thoughts of riches entered his mind. This is it, my chance to escape the daily grind, he thought, imagining himself with luxurious possessions and a comfortable life. Thomas was captivated by his unexpected money and became fascinated with gold digging. He toiled non-stop, day and night, losing track of time and ignoring his once booming crops. The villagers started to worry. "Where's Thomas? His harvest is disappearing," they whispered, looking at the desolate fields that had once been a source of pride. As Thomas looked further, his face reflected determination as much as tiredness and neglect. However, as the gold ran out, the exhilaration faded into sorrow. One fateful day, Thomas found himself alone in the dark pit, surrounded by empty spaces and echoes of his own greed. "What have I done?" he exclaimed, the weight of his decisions bearing down on him as he recognized the true cost of his fixation. With a heavy heart, Thomas realized he needed to make amends. He began to think about his voyage, realizing that he had lost more than simply crops. He had lost the faith of his people. Determined to turn things around, he returned to his origins, carefully planting seeds and caring the ground he had previously ignored. The green gradually returned to his fields, and the villagers were inspired by his effort. They came together to support him and help him reclaim what had been lost. Thomas learned that genuine riches is not measured in gold, but in the ties we form and the support we provide one another. As the harvest improved, so did Thomas's relationships with his neighbors. He discovered that when we focus on what truly matters, hard labor, dedication, and community, we can build a life far more valuable than any treasure. They honored their hard labor with a generous feast, filling their hearts with appreciation and joy. The farmer's dilemma teaches us that greed can distort our judgment and cause us to lose sight of what is actually essential. True richness in life comes from the love, support, and connections we form along the journey. If you are inspired by Thomas's journey and want to hear more stories that teach significant life lessons, subscribe to Greedy Tales today. Join us as we examine the wisdom inherent in life's stories